Thanks for staying with us, everyone. Let's turn attention now to Kenya. The country is in mourning after the death of, the country is in mourning rather, the death of veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga, who passed away in India at the age of 80, and that's after suffering a cardiac arrest. A towering figure in Kenya politics for more than 4 decades, Mr. Odinga was imprisoned multiple times while campaigning for democracy under one-party rule and went on to run for president 5 times without success. Nicknamed Agwambo, the mysterious one, Mr. Odinga was both revered and polarizing, commanding fierce loyalty from supporters who called him Baba, even as critics accused him of fueling ethnic divisions and political unrest. He played a key role in restoring multi-party democracy in 1991 and helped secure Kenya's 2010 constitution, serving later as prime minister in a unity government after the disputed 2007 election that sparked deadly violence. Despite repeated defeats, Mr. Odinga remained central to Kenya's political landscape, forging alliances with rivals from Daniel Arap Moi to Uhuru Kenyatta, and most recently President William Ruto, who had declared 7 days of national mourning and a state funeral on Friday. Across Africa, leaders are paying tribute to a man seen as champion of democracy and reform, whose enduring legacy shaped Kenya's political history. Joining me now for more of this, we have Jamlik Kogi. He's an alumnus, African Liberty Writing Fellowship. Good to have you join us. He joins me from Nairobi, Kenya. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
Just give us an idea. We know that people have been gathering at the stadium trying to get a glimpse of the body of the late Odinga. But just give us an idea of what the mood is in Kenya.
Thank you. Thank you once again. The mood in Kenya is we are mourning. We have lost a statesman. That is the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, a.k.a. Baba, a.k.a. Agwambo, who cannot be written off in Kenya's political scene because he's an enigma in Kenyan politics. And as much as Raila has taken a bow, he has really contributed to the democracy of this country. That's why you have seen how most of Kenyans, who especially in the city of Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya, have have taken time off work, have taken time off their businesses to just, for the few days the nation has to mourn our leader, so to speak, to just get a glimpse of what's going on, to participate in viewing at Kasarani. So there's mixed feelings about the demise of Raila Odinga, but generally the country is united to mourn him and celebrate the great contribution he has made to this country.
He ran for 5 times, not having won any of the election. There were protests even after this election, but just, is there a sense in Kenya that this is the president that Kenya never had?
Yes, that is actually very true. And this follows just also another former opposition leader, the late Kenneth Matiba, who was also part of the democracy. So yeah, Raila Amolo Odinga he's an inspiration in that he has shown resilience. He kept trying, giving every other 5 years, giving a try at the highest office in the land, that is the presidency. But somehow, on several incidences, he mentioned that he was rigged out, but he kept at it. So indeed, he's a president that and would have been a great president. And I wish, although now it's a bit late, that in 2022, which was the ultimate final opportunity, he would have been given that chance, but it seems that it was not to be.
Many have described him as a political heavyweight, but some have said, look, he was also deeply polarizing, causing ethnic divisions and political divisions as well. But he had a way of always making up with his rivals. He made up with Moi, he made up with Uhuru Kenyatta, and just recently, like we mentioned earlier, William Ruto. So just balance both for us, the part who see him as, or those who see him as a polarizing figure, and he being, always having that option, leaving the option of reconciliation.
Thank you for that. One, yes, I agree with you that he had his highs, he had his lows. That is the good, the bad, the ugly, and even possibly the unintentionally hilarious. So he's best known as a politician, that enigma in Kenyan politics and even across Africa and all over the world. He really established and made a name for himself. He was a great grassroots mobilizer. His word, in some instances, it was either his way or the highway. Those he endorsed for political office more or less had an easy way with the electorate because he was respected, but at the same time also hated in equal measure, because even at the end of each election, he got almost half of the votes, meaning that he was equally liked as well as equally hated. So the best of his highs is one, fought for democracy, the multipartyism, which saw him being of course, taken by the former president Moi. He was detained several times, but again, we owe that to him because now we enjoy democracy, we enjoy freedom of speech, among other rights in this country. So that is one of his highs. Another high was, as I've just mentioned, he was a great mobilizer politically. He was a great family person. That is father to the late Fidel, Rose, Winnie, and of course, Raila Jr. He was also good. He loved music, the famous Jamaican farewell. He also contributed a lot to the sports of this country. He was a great supporter of Gor Mahia local club, and internationally, he was a fan of Arsenal and even other sports he did support well. Those were the highs of Raila Amolo Odinga. He could listen and make amends with even as he claimed that rigging happened. He especially in the 2007, which was quite dark for this country. He listened to the mediators, the likes of Kofi Annan, and they were able to form a coalition government with Mwai Kibaki. But on the lows, again, he has been mentioned as part of the attempted coup of 1982. Again, he was a selfish man, I have to say this, in that whenever he lost an election or was rigged out, so to speak, he always found a way to work with the current government. And the anticlimax of it all was early this year when he betrayed the Gen Z when they were demonstrating, and the police were brutally killing the Gen Zs who were demonstrating, and he stretched a hand to shake to join the current president to form a broad-based government, which Kenyans have called actually bread-based government, which was about eating instead of just moving the country forward. So those were some of his laws that, because no one is perfect, but somehow maybe the highs have it.
I like that you mentioned that he was an Arsenal fan, because people can be so great and so forcefully forget that they're humans in the first place. But he was seeking his final attempt at governance at whatever level was at the African Union Commission, where he was looking to become the chairperson. Again, he was defeated. It almost feels like he didn't think he had given all that he had to the continent. I want you to speak to that, and then just what you think is his greatest legacy.
Well, again, when he attempted a higher position, even beyond the presidency of Kenya, that is to be the AU chairman, again, that was propelled by the bromanship, so to speak, with the current head of state, Dr. William Ruto, after he agreed to work with him, as most of his friends were nominated as ministers by the president. So now, by agreeing to work with the government, now the government machinery, he was given all the support, the funding, and what have you, to go for that high office. But again, me and you understand that the stakes are high. There are those regional interests when it comes to AU, and as much as Kenya put her case forward, then and he did try, because he actually won the first round, but subsequent rounds he felt it would go to someone else, and he took a bow at that. So what he drew from that is he was ambitious, and that's something Kenyans will learn from, and even the young generation, to keep whatever the disappointments are, to keep putting the best foot forward, because sky is the limit and not the floor. So that is a great inspiration he has. But again, there were also other disappointments along the way.
Thank you so much for your time. We'll continue to follow developments in Kenya as the funeral has been slated for Friday. Alumnus African Liberty Fellowship in Nairobi, Jamli Kogi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.